what's good? Pretty much gonna be going over the trade I took today. Unfortunately, ended up losing 200 across 5 accounts. So that's about what, 1,060 bucks. But yeah, pretty much gonna go over the trade. Did end up playing out. I'm just gonna mark it for you guys real quick. Yeah, so you end up forming this breaker, 2-minute breaker. Had my short limit and here. Stop loss, I originally had it up here, and take profits all the way down here. The mistake I did on this trade, I do have just video footage just for me, just kind of understanding, how to trade and seeing, what can go wrong and what, goes wrong when it does happen. But yeah, you can see my stop loss up here. Limit, everything's good, right? Have my limit set, obviously. It was a little below. Price ended up chopping, and then I started going with my stop loss, and I was like, fuck, let me reduce this shit. So, yeah, you can see I ended up reducing it after we didn't get a flush. This mostly just comes out of, well, a lot of it was me focusing on the payout I was about to get. I just needed one more, big winning day for me to, request a huge payout. But yeah, I was pretty much tied to the money. I was like, oh, if I lose, right, how much can I lose for me to still, make more on the next trade and be able to take a withdrawal? So that kind of ended up leading me to, reduce my stop loss this high. Of course, this ended up getting ran through and price goes to take profit. It's unfortunate, but nonetheless, I'm going to go over the trade for today. So yeah, just going into, actually I want to start in the weekly. So I'm not like too confident in longs, not too confident in shorts. So I kind of just see what price gives me. But we took out the previous week high. Still have these unmitigated weekly fair value gaps. On the daily, right, we never tapped a daily fair value gap. And going into the day, we also have this daily CRT. We also have this NDOG, right? No devils, or we got a devil's mark. Little NDOG gap below that. But yeah, I still want this to go lower tomorrow. Well, maybe we'll see. Yeah, 4 hour. Pretty much, we had this breaker that formed during Asian and London. Right, nice breaker, nice manipulation. So ideally, right, this is your whole manipulation. So now going into New York, you don't want price to come all the way back up here before we eventually go lower, right? You want price to tap into this breaker, right? Get some sort of rejection here, SMT, push lower. I also noticed we have these relative to the lows, unfilled 4 hour, right? These are relative to the lows. So yeah, then pretty much you just wait. So, right, you're waiting, price hits this 15-minute. I think we had like a small bearish SMT at the 5-minute. Maybe not. Yeah, so we have like a small SMT here. This 5-minute, like cool. And then yeah, price just wait for something to form. I like to stay off the 1 minute. I usually look at the 5-minute, but hit our area of interest. I didn't see, the only breaker we had was down here, so I'm like, it doesn't make sense to take an entry all the way down here. So found like the smallest breaker I could, which ended up being this 2-minute. And this is just a clean setup. 2-minute, right? SMT here, displacement below, limit set here, stop loss. Ideally can go above here just because the RR on this trade, it's a 4R. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a good spot to enter. I don't know why. Thought it'd be cool to put my stop loss there. Stop loss got touched, ran a TP. Very fucking unfortunate. But it is what it is. Overall, very good trade. I know that, when I lose, I always pretty much come back. You just can't get in your head a lot over a loss. Yeah, usually these trades, the protected stop loss is here. We don't really get this big of a retracement. Price are just a little inefficient. It's all good. I mean, that's what happens, just in the market. So can't do anything about it. Just gotta adapt. And yeah, still doing good on the month so far. Today taught me a lot. when you're focused on the money, focusing on this payout, that it really dictates the whole way you trade. Like you can see in this video, um, right? My stop loss was literally $3,000. Like my stop loss is never here. It's usually at like a low, right? My stop loss is based on the most I can lose for me to take the next trade, win on that, and still get a payout. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of in defensive mode, and this better work. Like I literally wasn't even trading, um, you know, just the chart in the system. It felt more like a P&L. So overall, it was a red day for me just because of that. But just the way I executed, my bias, everything about that. I've had execution problems in the past, and I've been working on it. And yeah, have my limit set. Boom, got filled. Stop loss. But yeah, today was a learning day. I only lost 200, which I really can't be upset about. I was just de-risked just because of RR, but nonetheless, that's it for the video today. Still doing good on the month. Still working towards that payout, but just gonna be trading my system. Payout will come. Not gonna focus on it, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching. You have a blessed night, and I'll see you guys later.